yay, it worked.
Hi. Okay, so I had a few technical difficulties since I live on an island, but here we are. I'm going to wait a couple minutes, or about maybe 45 seconds, just to see if anyone else trickles in, to give ourselves a little time before we get started and I introduce myself. So if you are already here, just sit tight for a moment. This is Luna. Let's see. Here we go. Yeah, we're just gonna take another few seconds for any tricklers, and then we'll get started. This is Luna, my pup, and she often joins for healing and for yoga and all sorts of things. Okay, so I know we're a few minutes late since I was having some technical difficulties. So my name is Hannah Alexander, and I live on Isla Mujeres, Mexico. So I'm coming to you live from this island in Mexico, and so the Wi-Fi can be a little bit spotty. So I apologize if we are a little in and out at all throughout this time. I'm really happy to be sharing yoga and movement with you guys. I grew up in Young Judea camps in Young Judea Midwest in Wisconsin for I think 5-6 years, 2004 to 2010, I believe, or maybe a little earlier. And then I was at Tel Yehuda in New York, and I was also a counselor at Young Judea Midwest as well. And it was through Young Judea that I went to Israel for Mahon, the 5-week program, and then afterwards for year course. Can you hear me? Awesome. For year course, where I ended up staying. After the gap year that I took for studying, traveling, and volunteering, I stayed in Israel, and I spent 4 years in Israel, and I made Aliyah, and I joined the Israeli military, so I did my 2-year service, and now I'm here in Isla Mujeres, Mexico, and so I teach yoga here on the island, and I also do body work, reflexology, so massage of the feet, and energy work, and releasing stress, body, mind, and anything related to mind-body connection. So all of the work I do here is really based on healing and connecting with the emotions that we feel in order to heal all different types of illnesses, disorders, pain, and the like. And so what we're going to focus on class is really in line with what we're seeing, well, first of all, during this pandemic, but also for Passover. So before we get started, just take a moment to consider the Hebrew word for Egypt, which is Mitzrayim, in Hebrew Mitzrayim, and the root word of Mitzrayim is actually tzar, which means narrow. And a lot of you probably know this, that during this time of the year, we always talk about how we've narrowed ourselves, right? How we've become narrowed and rigid in our thinking, in our behavior. And so what we're going to do in this class today is focus in on how we've actually narrowed ourselves and become rigid and inflexible in our bodies. So we know that emotions happen in the mind and feelings happen in the body. So by tuning into what's going on in the body right now during this time, we can more rapidly release some of the stuck energy, stuck tension, stuck emotion, and get it out. So that's what we're really going to focus on. We'll be doing a series of movements, and we'll repeat the same movements time and time again. And you'll notice that as we move through these postures and these movements, we'll add breath. And then we'll also start to play a little bit. So we'll move from that space of feeling really narrow, very rigid, very tight in our mind and in our body, and then start to invite ourselves to move into freedom. And towards the end of these rounds of movement, we're also going to take a moment to dedicate some of our movement to a group of people that is especially vulnerable during this time. It could also be someone very close to you. And so take a moment now if you want to and just consider who is in your heart and your mind at this time and who you want to be practicing for and with today. And don't worry, I'll guide you through everything. All you need is yourself. If you have a yoga mat, great. It's a little bit easier to get into ground on a mat, but you really don't need one. Okay, so wherever you're at, in your home, in your space, go ahead and find a comfortable seat. I'm sitting on a cushion. You can sit on a pillow or just on the floor. What you really want to find is your sit bones kind of rooted and rooted down. So move the flush away if you have. Bring your palms to face up on your knees and drop the shoulders down. And if you feel comfortable, go ahead and close your eyes. And when you do this, you're signaling to the body that you're ready to just land. You're ready to just drop into the body. And right away, focus on your breathing. Watch, inhale and exhale. And then we're going to invite ourselves to ground. So the next time you exhale, go ahead and empty all the air out of your lungs. Go ahead, compress the belly button into the spine. And hold at the bottom of the exhale, press all the air out. And then begin to inhale through your nose. Expand the belly, lift the ribs, lift the chest. And then go ahead and sigh it out the mouth. We'll take 2 more grounding breaths like this. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. And see if this last round can be a little bit more full, a little bit more deep. Inhale, belly, ribs. Exhale. Now we're ready. Keep the eyes closed. And take a moment to focus in onto how you're feeling. First, focus into yourself and ask yourself, how have I narrowed my thinking during this time? How have I been out of control? And how has this caused me to grip and hold? How has this caused me to avoid? Just get a really good sense of how you're feeling. And then take a moment to ask yourself, what would it feel like if I was free right now? If I acknowledged in my mind and in my everything that I can't control, and there's so much right now, and allowed a little bit of gratitude to move in, what would it feel like to move the space of a tight chest, tight body, into a space and a freedom? And first and foremost, let's just hold that thought that it's even possible for you today. For just a moment, imagine that it is possible for you to feel free during this time and free in your body. And then make a commitment to yourself that whatever comes up today, whatever you practice throughout these postures, this breath, these movements, it's okay if it feels new and crunchy and awkward. Just commit to being a beginner if that's where you're at, and commit to playing a little bit and getting a little curious and to see how you can move from that rigidness and tightness in the body into a space of freedom. And by doing so, by giving yourself the permission to do so, you give everyone else around you the permission to be free. So go ahead and let that sink in. And when you're ready, bring your hands to your heart center. So this brings whatever you just thought, felt, said to yourself, that brings it right here, like you're closing it in. So bring it into heart center and make that little intention or commitment to yourself today. And then go ahead and drop the hands down and bring your fingertips right in front of you. I'm going to move this cushion. Bring your fingertips in front of you. Keep your arms straight and lift onto the fingertips like you're making tents with your hands. And then go ahead and round your spine. Look towards your belly button and empty all the air out. Keep pressing against your fingertips, round the belly. You can take a breath. And then go ahead and walk yourself up. And then drop the right ear to the right shoulder. Bring the head and the neck back to center, left ear, left shoulder. By the way, if you have a playlist you want to play in the background, you can always add music to practice. Really drop the right shoulder back so you can feel a stretch coming all the way down into the right hip. And then come back to center. Bring the chin to the chest. And then start to make circles with the head and the neck. From ear to ear, shoulder to shoulder, bring it all the way around town. And right away, notice some of these tight areas, some of the areas in the body that are asking for a little bit more movement, a little bit more love. A little bit more freedom. And then commit to yourself that anytime you move, you're going to fill up with breath and create more space. Feel free to reverse the direction whenever it feels good. And come on back through center. And bring the right hand behind the back and press the fingertips into the mat. I'll show you in front. You want to imagine like this arm is an extra spine behind your back. And go ahead and lift the left arm up to the sky. Lengthen. And then bring the left arm, left hand to the right knee. Inhale to lengthen. And then exhale to twist. As you twist, look over that right shoulder. Go ahead and bring it on back through center. Left hand, bring it behind the back. Right hand to the sky, reach and lift. Lengthen through the left fingertips, and then bring the right hand to the left knee. Lengthen on the inhale, twist on the exhale. Go ahead and come on back through center and shake out the hands. Shake out the arms if it feels good. Shake out the head, shake out the neck, shake out the legs if it feels good. And then find tabletop pose, hands and knees. So here the shoulders are right over the wrists and the hips are over the knees. And then start to use your breath. As you inhale, sink the belly down, lift the head, lift the tailbone. On the exhale, press the ground away from you, round the spine, and look at the belly button. Inhale, sink belly down, lift head, lift tail. Exhale, press the ground away from you. Really contract and look at the belly. And then start to move like this. Anytime you inhale, you open and expand. Anytime you exhale, you press away and contract. And then start to add in any other movements that feel good. What's really special about being on your phone or your computer is that nobody can see you. So go ahead and shake it out and take a little bit of movement that feels good in the body. Wagging the tail, make circles. Don't forget to breathe. Really just take anything that feels good. Anything that feels good. Take it all the way around town. And then start to exaggerate these circles. Start by bringing the hips all the way up to the wrists and back to the heels. And if you'd like, you can take these in actual circles by bringing the left hip to the left wrist, right right heel, left heel. And just like this, making circles from hips to wrists, back to the heels. And whenever you feel like it, you can reverse the direction. Just starting to take some movement into the body. And invite yourself to pause in any place that feels really good and really yummy. If it feels like the back wants to open, do that. If it feels really good when you come back to the hips, do that. And then take a few more rounds. And then we're gonna meet in child's pose. So the knees are wide, the big toes are together, the hips come to the heels, reach the hands out in front of you. Let the forehead rest onto the mat. And let the heart melt onto the mat. When you're here, take 3 deep breaths. And bring yourself back up to tabletop. Curl the toes and walk the feet to the middle of the mat. And the feet are a little bit wider than hips distant here. And keep a soft bend to the knees. Soft bend to the knees to protect the hamstrings, knees if there's any low back tension. And then grab opposite elbows and let your neck and head hang. Crown of the head reaches towards the top of the mat and just hang here. Sway from side to side. Try to get some of those kinks out and let everything roll off your back from the base of your spine down to the crown of your head. And then bring a really generous bend to the knees. Release your head and your neck. And start to roll up to standing vertebrae by vertebrae. As slow as you can go. Until the head, neck, shoulders, everything is aligned. Good. Then go ahead and stand in the middle of your mat. Hopefully you can still see me. You can always stand up at front, but if you can, stand in the middle of your mat if you can still see me. Feet are together, palms face forward. Drop the shoulders down and start to feel yourself really rooted. So pick up each toe, spread them wide and press them back into the mat. Lift through the kneecaps. Engage your quads, your thighs. Tuck your tailbone down, squeeze your glutes. Belly button comes up and in. Palms face forward, shoulders come back, heart is open, chin drops slightly towards the chest. Mountain pose. So you are the mountain here. Take 2 deep breaths. Keep everything engaged. And bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. Exhale, take a side bend to the right. Reach the arms to the right. Keep the chest facing forward. Imagine yourself like a crescent moon. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, left side. Open and reach. Inhale, back to center. Walk the feet out, toes face out, heels face in. Bend the knees so the knees are right over the ankles. And bring the hands wide to cactus arms. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Wrists and elbow are at 90 degrees, and then sink in deeper. Okay, this is goddess squat. You can start to feel the burn in your inner thighs. You also should feel pretty stable, pretty secure. So all the postures we're going to be doing are really grounding postures to support in belonging, grounding, safety, security. Most of these are root chakra postures, okay? So sink in and feel yourself grounded. One more breath. On the inhale, stand up, reach the arms up to the sky. And then turn the left toes to face the long edge of the mat. Right toes face the top of the mat. arms to a T. Shoulders over the hips. Begin to reach towards the right fingertips. Reach as far as you can towards the right toe. Keep this length, and then drop the right hand on the inside of the right ankle, left hand to the sky, triangle pose. Imagine there's someone pulling you from a string from the left fingertips all the way up to the sky. And just in true, Mitzrayim tzad and narrow fashion, imagine you're in between two panes of glass. Imagine you're squeezed between two panes of glass here, and just feel that constriction in your body as you lengthen. Look down. Surround the right foot with the hands. And step the left foot forward about a foot. So you want the feet to be about 3 feet apart. And imagine the feet are on train tracks and not a tightrope here. So the feet are at hips distance. Right toes face right corner of the mat. Left toes face left corner of the mat. Keep the hips facing forward and draw the left hip forward as you draw the right hip back. So the hips are 2 headlamps facing the front of the mat. From here, lift up halfway and lengthen. And then start to fold and bring the belly to the thigh. And it's okay if the knees are slightly bent here. Start to feel that length in the right hamstring. On the inhale, look up. Step the foot back so you can find a low lunge. So there's a nice angle here. You can feel a little stretch in the hip flexor. Right knee is over the right ankle. Top the left foot on the mat. Then bring the hands up to the hips. You should feel a nice stretch here. Good. Either stay here or bring the arms by your ears. Crescent Moon. Try not to dump the weight into that right leg. Really engage through the heel and the big toe and the outer hip. So the right booty, the right glute is working. And then open the heart. Breathe. And release the hands. Curl onto the left toes. Bring the hands to the heart. Straighten the leg. And come to center. Both toes face the long edge of the mat. Start to bend into the left knee. Like a runner squat. This is called Skandasana, low lunge. And if it's super uncomfortable for that right foot, you can flip the toes up to the sky. Just hang out here for a minute, stretch through that right leg. And then come back up to a T with the heels under the knees, goddess squat. So we're gonna go ahead and take the same postures on the left side. And then we're gonna start to take this whole flow a couple times, and we can start to move it into a moving meditation and start to feel how we've been narrowing our body and move to a place of freedom. So you ready? Left side, arms to a T. Right toes face the long edge of the mat. Left toes face the top of the mat. Start to reach towards the left fingertips. Reach as far as you can. Left hand on the inside of the left ankle, right hand to the sky. And again, feel yourself between these 2 panes of glass. Shift the hips forward as the right arm reaches back. Don't forget to breathe. Look down, surround the left foot with the hands. Right toes face forward, and then walk the left foot out until you feel that triangle position again. So left toes toward the left corner of the mat, right toes towards the right corner. Take an inhale, lift up halfway, and then bring the chest to the thighs. Right hip working to reach forward, left hip working to reach back. Keep the breath. Right foot, step it back. Lower the knee. Untuck the toe. Bring the hands to the hips. Crescent Moon. If it feels good, bring the arms above the ears and begin to open the heart and the chest. Now again, we're gonna move through these postures a few times. So if this first round, your hands are on your hips and you're feeling a lot of sensation, that's okay. Go ahead and breathe. Drop the shoulders, open the heart. Hands plant. Curl onto the right toes. And bring the hands to the heart and come back up to standing. Back into our goddess. Just for a moment. Bend knees, toes out, heels in. Then straighten arms, legs, and heel toe the feet back under the hips. And bring the hands to heart center. So that's our flow. All of these postures are part of a lunar or moon flow. So they're very cooling, okay? And they're designed to ground us. So we're gonna take this next round and we're gonna start to feel our feet rooted in the ground, and we're gonna start to feel the way that we hold tension in our bodies and different areas of the body that are asking for a little bit more room to move. Ready? Inhale, reach up. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, left side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, goddess squat. Bring those cactus arms. Yeah, squeeze the shoulders together, sink in. Straighten the arms and the legs. Left toes face the long edge, right toes face the top. Reach towards the right fingertips. Palm down, left hand high. Triangle pose, Trikonasana. Look down, surround the foot with the hands. Left toes face forward, right toes face forward. Pyramid pose. Step the left foot back, lower the knee, untuck the toe, Crescent Moon. Hands plant, curl the toes, bring them to heart center, come back up to standing, facing the front. Heels underneath the hips, goddess squat. Left side, reach the hands up, left toes face forward, right toes face the long edge, arms to a T. Reach towards the left fingertips. Left hand plants, right hand lifts. Triangle pose. Look down, surround the left foot with the hands, chest to thigh. Step the right foot back, lower the knee. Inhale, reach the arms up. And release the hands, curl the toes. Hands come to the heart, come back up to standing. Goddess. Reach up. Heel toe the feet back underneath the hips. Bring the hands to heart center. So now we know what these postures feel like on right and left sides. And we're going to start to add in some additional movement and flow with each posture. So my invitation to you is let yourself feel and move. Let yourself play. Let yourself get curious. And it's okay if you don't know what's right, what's wrong. It doesn't matter. Just notice how the body wants to move and how the body wants to feel. Okay? So here we go. We're going to take these again. And this time we're going to add in those side lunges that we did. I will guide you. Here we go. Feet together. Palms face forward. Hips face forward. Mountain pose. Take an inhale. Take an exhale. Next inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, side bend to the right. Reach as far as you can. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, left side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, goddess squat. Feel free to play a little bit, sway a little bit from side to side again. How can we find a little bit more freedom in the body? Bring the arms to a T, straighten the legs, right toes face forward, reach for the right fingertips, flip it and tip it, triangle. Look up at the left fingertips. Notice there's muscle memory happening. Same postures feel a little different in the body. Look down, pyramid pose, chest to thigh, both toes face forward. Maybe you turn this into a balancing pose this time by bringing the hands to the hips. Or maybe you grab opposite elbows and bring the chest to the thigh. Then go ahead and release the hands. Lower the back knee, untuck the toe, inhale the arms, crescent moon, and maybe this time you bring cactus arms, or you take some side bends. Whatever the body is feeling like doing, try to move a little bit in this posture. Find a little bit of freedom, a little bit of stuff that needs to be released. And if you want to challenge yourself, you can bring your hands to your heart. As we come up to standing, you can do it without your hands. So curl the back toe under, straighten the leg, come up to standing, toes face forward, lunge into the left knee. Maybe to add a little bit more movement, you come all the way down to the heel, right toes lift up, left heel lifts up. The hands are at the heart here. If you'd like, you can drop the left hand, reach the right hand to the sky. So think of this movement really animalistic here. So from here, we're going to come back into our goddess. So we're going to reach the arm forward, bring the hips level, come all the way up, heels underneath the knees, goddess pose. Beautiful. And we'll take the left side. Inhale, straighten the legs. Left toes face forward, right toes face the long edge, arms to a T. Reach towards the left fingertips. Triangle pose, right hand to the sky. Look down, both toes face forward, pyramid pose. Chest to thigh. Step the right foot back, lower the knee and tuck the toe. Inhale, crescent moon. And again, find a little movement here. Find a little freedom in the body. And if you can't touch the ground, you can use blocks underneath your hands or water bottles or pillows. For the challenge, you can keep your hands to your heart as you curl the back toe under. Come back up to standing, toes face forward, bend into that right knee. Either stay here, hovering, squeeze the low belly, or lower all the way onto the heel. Left toes face the sky. If you've chosen this, drop the right hand, lift the left hand in the sky. And then just like we did on the right side, animalistically move the arms. Come back up to standing into your cactus pose. Here we are, goddess. Sink in. Straighten the arms, straighten the legs, heels underneath the hips. Bring the hands into heart center. By now you should feel a little bit of heat in your body, working some of those kinks out of the way. So take a moment here with one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. If it feels comfortable, you can close the eyes. And tune back in onto whatever that intention was. What am I controlling right now? What am I gripping onto? Where have I become narrowed in my thinking, in my feeling, in my actions, and how can I feel a little bit more free? And then with your hand on your heart and on your belly, take a moment to tune into that person, that group of people that you've been thinking about during this difficult time. Maybe this is a group of people that are not as fortunate as you. Maybe this is a loved one who may be sick or maybe a little bit more vulnerable to becoming sick during this time. Or maybe it's yourself. Whatever it is that is coming to your mind and to your heart this time, hold them right here in the heart space. And we're going to take another round of these movements and we're going to dedicate it to this specific group or people. And as you do this, imagining giving them, sending them that same feeling of freedom and joy and gratitude that you've been able to open up in your body. Even if it's just one little bit, one little notch. Ready? Okay, we're going to dedicate this to them. So go ahead and start. Oh yeah. Hips over the feet. Palms face forward. Mountain pose. You know the postures, so turn this into a moving meditation as you really tune into who it is that you're sending this energy to. Ready? Inhale, reach out. Exhale, right side. Inhale, reach. Exhale, left. Inhale, lift. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, triangle, right side. Left hand to the sky, reach and pull. Open and expand. Don't be shy. Release the hands, chest over the thigh. Both feet facing forward. Pyramid. Step the left foot back. Inhale the arms. Crescent moon. Open up the heart. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Let yourself expand and feel. Bring your hands to your heart. Curl the toe under. Come back up to standing. Sink into that left knee. And choose any variation here. Maybe all the way down. Right hand to the sky. Maybe overhead. Whatever feels good. Whatever makes you feel strong. And then come all the way back up to center. Heels underneath the knees. Cactus arms. Hold. Hold and feel. Hold to breathe. If you're feeling a lot of sensation in the thighs, if there's a lot going on, stay with it. Don't run away. Sink a little deeper. Stay to hold. Stay to feel. Straighten the arms, straighten the legs. Right toes towards the long edge, left toes towards the front of the mat. Hands to a T. Reach towards the left fingertips. Reach as far as you can. Flip it, tip it. Triangle pose. Surround the left foot with the hands. Both feet face forward, chest to thighs. Step the right foot back, lower the knee and tuck the toe. Inhale the arms, crescent moon. You can close the eyes if it feels good. Then bring the hands to the heart. Curl the right toes, come back to standing. Sink into that right knee. Skandasana, any variation. Remember, drop the right hand if you'd like. Lift the left hand to the sky. Let's circle the hands in front of you. Come back up to standing. Heels underneath the knees. Last time. Last goddess. Sink in and hold. Sink in and hold and take full note of what's going on in your body right now. What else am I holding on to? How can I move from a place of narrow-minded into freedom and gratitude? How can I allow myself to sit with whatever it is I'm feeling and at the same time feel grateful for what I have? Go ahead, straighten the arms, straighten the legs. Inhale. Exhale, come back to goddess. Let's take a couple breaths here. Scoop the arms in front of you. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, stand up. Reach up. Exhale, goddess. Use this to let go of anything else you're feeling right now. Inhale. Exhale, goddess. Out the mouth whenever it feels good. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Exhale. Bring the hands to the hips. Go ahead, straighten the legs. Walk the feet a little bit closer together. They're still kind of wide. And then bend the knees, sink the hips all the way down. This is Malasana Yoga Squat. If this is super uncomfortable for the body, you can place a pillow or a block underneath the hips. Palms together. Let the low back release and come back to your breathing. Go ahead and release the hands and come back to a seat. Go ahead and bring your hands to your knees, palms facing up. Bring your right ear to your right shoulder. Bring your chin to your chest, left ear, left shoulder. Take it all the way around tongue. Reverse the direction whenever it feels good. Next inhale, reach the arms above the ears. And then bring the hands in front of you and go ahead and come all the way onto your forearms. If it's comfortable in your body, you can release the head and the neck and fold. At this time, you could also take a child's pose. You could also come to lying on the back. We're just taking a moment here to reconnect. When you're ready, peel yourself back up. Palms facing up again. Shoulders draw up by the ears. Inhale. And then release them. Down the back. Go ahead and close your eyes. And try to come back to your natural breathing. Watch as your chest lifts and falls and see if you can start to deepen and expand your breath a little bit. See if you can press the belly out. See if you can expand the belly and then contract. And then all together, let's take a nice inhale. Exhale, side out the mouth. Bring your hands to your heart. Thank you all so much for practicing with me. At any time, if you want a longer meditation or a different sequence, you can always lengthen this practice and just lay on your back and enjoy the meditation there. I do want to thank you all for showing up and for practicing today before we head into this week. And I want to thank Foundations for Jewish Camp and Jewish Camp at Home, Young Judea Chaverim Online, as well as BBYO On Demand. And if you want some more really awesome virtual offerings, you can head on over to cyjmid.org/cyj-home. If you are interested in more yoga and healing in mind, body, stress relief, you can head over to my website, hannahrosehealing.com, or you can get in touch with me directly through Facebook or through my email, hannahrosehealing@gmail.com. If you have any questions, feel free to connect with me. I hope you all have a fabulous Passover and are able to move a little bit more from narrow thinking and feeling into freedom. Thank you. Goodbye from Isla Mujeres, Mexico. I think I end this now, yeah?